So this happened yesterday morning, and I'm still trying to process it. I, 34 am, have been married to my wife Sarah, 32F, for 8 years. We met in college, got married right after graduation, bought a house, adopted a dog. You know, the whole American dream package. Or so I thought. I want to be clear up front. I'm not the type of guy who goes through his wife's phone. Never have been, never wanted to be. I trust her, or trusted her, I guess. But yesterday morning while she was in the shower, her phone lit up on the nightstand right next to me. The notification popped up right as I was reaching for my glasses, so I couldn't help but see it. Can't wait to see you today. Last night was incredible. Love you. Hey, I'm not kidding when I say my heart stopped. I literally felt it skip beats. I read that message probably 10 times, hoping I was misreading it somehow. But there it was, clear as day. Sarah was still singing in the shower, some song she's been humming for weeks now. Before yesterday, I thought it was cute. Now it feels like she's taunting me. I put her phone back exactly where it was. Sarah always says I'm obsessive about details, and I guess she's right. But now I understand why she says that. She's been studying my habits to hide her own. When she came out of the bathroom, she looked exactly the same as always. Beautiful, glowing, happy. But now I'm wondering if that glow has nothing to do with me. Morning, babe, she said, kissing my cheek like she has every morning for 8 years. Except now that kiss felt different. Those lips have been kissing someone else. Morning, I managed to say without my voice cracking. She got dressed for work, chatting about her day like normal. Then she drops this. I'll be late tonight. We have a big presentation for the Morrison account. Might have to stay until 8 or 9. A presentation. Of course. How many presentations have there been lately? I'm starting to remember more and more late nights over the past few months. Who's working on it with you? I asked, trying to sound casual. The usual team. Lisa, Mike, Alex. She paused to check her makeup in the mirror. And a few people from marketing. Alex. A from the text. I've met him at a couple of company parties, tall, athletic, one of those guys who looks like he stepped out of a magazine ad. Sarah always mentioned him as a really smart colleague and great at his job. Now those descriptions feel like code. She kissed me goodbye, just a quick peck on the lips. But it wasn't quick enough to hide the fact that these are lips that have been saying, I love you, to another man. After she left, I called in sick to work. I wasn't lying. I actually felt like I was going to throw up. I spent the whole day pacing around our house, looking at everything differently. The couch where we watched Netflix together. Has she been texting him while sitting next to me? The kitchen where she cooks dinner. Has she been planning their meetings while making my food? Our bed. Jesus, I can't even think about that. She came home around 9 p.m., looking tired but somehow energized. There was something in her eyes I hadn't seen in months. Maybe years. How did the presentation go? I asked. Amazing. The client loved it. I think we definitely got the contract. She went on about the details, but kept it vague. No specific mentions of who did what, who stayed late, who might have celebrated afterward. During dinner, she was on her phone constantly. Work stuff? She explained when I asked. Planning tomorrow. Planning tomorrow. Yeah, I bet they are. I barely slept last night. I kept staring at her, wondering how long this has been going on. Wondering if she ever thinks about me when she's with him. Wondering if she's planning to leave me or if she thinks she can keep both of us forever. This morning she's already gone. Another early meeting. Left me a note saying she loves me and hopes I feel better. I love you too, it says. But does she mean me or Alex? Read it. I need help. I've never been in this situation before. Part of me wants to confront her immediately, but part of me needs to know more first. How long? How serious? Are there others? What would you do? Update. It's only been a few hours since I posted this, but the comments are already helping me think clearer. Some of you are right. I need more evidence before I make any moves. But some of you saying, just talk to her. I don't think you understand. If I'm wrong somehow, I've destroyed our marriage over a misunderstanding. But if I'm right and I tip her off too early, she'll just get better at hiding it. I think I need to do some detective work first. I hate that I'm becoming this person, but she's made me this person. More updates to follow. This isn't over. Update 1, Day 2. Well, Reddit, you guys convinced me. I'm going full detective mode, and I already hate myself for it. But I need to know what I'm dealing with before I blow up my life. First thing I did was check our phone records online. Sarah and I are on a family plan, so I have access to everything. I'm not proud of this, but desperate times, right? Holy shit, guys. Holy shit. There have been over 200 texts between Sarah and a number I don't recognize in the past month alone. 200. That's like 7 texts a day, every single day. And the calls, dozens of them, some lasting over an hour. How did I not notice her talking for an hour at a time? Oh wait, I do remember now. Work calls, she said. Conference calls with clients on the West Coast. The calls were always when I was in the garage working on my car, or when she'd go get some air in the backyard. I reverse searched the number. It's registered to an Alex Morrison. Not just Alex, Alex Morrison. As in the Morrison account they were supposedly presenting to. This guy isn't a client. He's the guy she's been cheating with, and she named a fake client after him. The audacity is almost impressive. I spent hours going through the call logs. The pattern is pretty clear. Calls started about 4 months ago. First few were short, probably work-related. By month 2, they were talking daily. By month 3, hour-long calls multiple times a week. Now it's constant texting and calls. The timeline matches up with when Sarah started working late more often, when she began going to more networking events, when she bought new lingerie that I've never seen her wear. Update 2, same day, evening. Sarah just got home from another late meeting. She looked different again. That same energized look, but also kind of disheveled. Her hair was messier than it usually is after work, and I swear her lipstick was completely gone. "How was your day, babe?" she asked, like she actually cares. "Fine," I said. "How was your meeting?" "Oh, boring client stuff. We're really pushing hard on the Morrison account." The Morrison account. She's not even trying anymore. She's literally telling me she spent the day with her affair partner and calling it work. What's the client like? This Morrison guy? I asked, testing her. Oh, I haven't actually met him directly. Alex handles most of the client interaction. Lie after lie after lie. I'm sitting here looking at call records showing they talk for hours, and she's pretending she barely knows him. She went to take a shower. Again, is this a pattern now? And I noticed she took her phone with her. She never takes her phone in the shower. Never. But I guess she can't risk missing a text from her boyfriend. Update 3. Day 3, I did something I never thought I'd do. I followed her. I know how this sounds. I know what you're all thinking. This guy has lost it. And maybe I have. But I needed to see with my own eyes. Sarah said she had a lunch meeting today. So I took a long lunch break and parked across the street from her office building. Sure enough, at 12:30, she came out. But she didn't go to any restaurant. She walked 3 blocks to the Marriott downtown. I followed at a distance, feeling like a creep but unable to stop myself. She went straight to the elevator. I waited 5 minutes, then went to the lobby and pretended to be on a phone call while watching the elevator numbers. It stopped on the 8th floor. I couldn't bring myself to go up. I couldn't handle seeing them together. So I waited in my car like a stalker for 2 hours until she came back out. Her hair was definitely messier, and she kept checking her reflection in the building windows. She was glowing. Actually glowing. I haven't seen her look that happy in years. And that's the part that's killing me most. It's not just that she's cheating. It's that she's happier with him than she's been with me in God knows how long. Update 4. Same evening, had dinner with Sarah tonight. She was on her phone constantly again, and I swear I saw her typing "can't wait" before she quickly switched screens when she noticed me looking. "Who are you texting?" I asked. "Just Lisa from work. We're coordinating schedules for next week." Another lie. It's getting easier to spot them now that I know what to look for. But here's the thing that's messing with my head. She's not acting guilty. She's not distant or cold or suspicious. If anything, she's been more affectionate lately. More compliments, more little touches, more interested in my day. Is this guilt? Is she overcompensating? Or is being happy with Alex making her happier in general, even with me? I don't know which option is worse. Update 5. Day 4 Reddit. I think I'm having a breakdown. I barely slept again last night. Every time I closed my eyes, I pictured them together at that hotel. I kept imagining their conversations, their inside jokes, their plans. Do they laugh about me? Does she tell him how boring I am? How predictable? How I load the dishwasher the same way every night and watch the same shows on repeat? Sarah left early again this morning. Team breakfast, she said. At 7 a.m. on a Friday. Right. I've been sitting here for hours reading all your comments. Some of you are telling me to lawyer up immediately. Others are saying I should confront her directly. A few are suggesting I try to save the marriage. But here's the thing. I don't know if I want to save it anymore. Not because I don't love Sarah, but because I'm starting to realize that the Sarah I love might not exist. The Sarah I married wouldn't do this. The Sarah I've been living with for 8 years wouldn't lie to my face every single day. So who is this person I'm married to? Update 6. Later today, holy shit, guys. Holy shit. I was cleaning out my car and found an earring in the back seat. Not Sarah's. Sarah only wears studs, and this is a dangly gold earring with some kind of gemstone. But here's the kicker. Sarah borrowed my car last week. Said hers was making a weird noise, and she didn't want to drive it to work until she could get it checked out. She used my car to meet him. She fucked another man in my car and left his girlfriend's earring behind. I'm sitting in my garage staring at this earring, and I can't stop shaking. It's not even about the cheating anymore. It's about the complete disrespect. Our car, our marriage, our life. She's not just having an affair. She's obliterating everything we built together. I don't know what I'm going to do with this information, but I can't keep pretending I don't know. I can't keep sleeping next to her, eating dinners with her, planning our future together when she's already planning a different future with someone else. Tomorrow is Saturday. We usually spend Saturdays together. Farmer's market, brunch, errands, Netflix. Our routine. Our normal. But nothing is normal anymore. And I don't think it ever will be again. What would you do, Reddit? How do you confront someone who's been lying to your face for months? How do you ask your wife why she's fucking another man without sounding like the pathetic cuck I apparently am? I need a plan. Because this ends tomorrow. Update 7. Saturday morning at 6 a.m. and I haven't slept at all. Sarah is still asleep next to me, and I keep staring at her face wondering who she really is. She looks so peaceful, so innocent. If I didn't know better, I'd think she was the same woman I married. I've been reading your comments all night. Thank you to everyone who shared their own stories. I had no idea how common this shit is. And thanks to those who gave practical advice. Here's what I've decided to do. Take photos of everything. The phone records, the earring, timestamps of her lies. Contact a divorce lawyer on Monday, just to know my options. Confront her today with the evidence. Record the conversation. I checked. My state allows one-party consent. I found a voice recording app, and I'm going to keep it running. I need to know exactly what she says when she can't lie anymore. She's starting to wake up. Here we go. Update 8, Saturday, 11 a.m. I can't believe what just happened. I'm sitting in my car outside a Starbucks, hands still shaking, trying to process everything. Sarah woke up around 8 and started her usual Saturday routine. Coffee, checking her phone, with that little smile again, talking about farmers market plans. I let her get comfortable, let her think it was going to be a normal day. Around 9:30, I put the earring on the kitchen table. Hey Sarah, I found this in my car. Any idea whose it is? She looked at it for maybe 2 seconds, then shrugged. No clue. Maybe it fell out of someone's purse when we gave Lisa a ride that time. Another lie. We haven't given Lisa a ride in months. That's weird, I said, because I found it in the back seat. The back seat that gets folded down. Perfect height for someone to be lying down. Her face went white. Actually white. What are you trying to say? She asked, but her voice was different now. Shaky. I pulled out my phone and showed her the call logs. I'm saying that you've been talking to Alex Morrison for hours at a time. I'm saying that you've been meeting him at the Marriott downtown during your lunch meetings. I'm saying that you used my car to fuck your boyfriend, and he left his girlfriend's earring behind. Reddit, the look on her face. I'll never forget it. It wasn't guilt or shame or regret. It was anger. Pure anger. You went through my phone records? You followed me. What the hell is wrong with you? She was mad at me. For finding out. Not for cheating, not for lying, but for discovering her lies. What's wrong with me? I said, Sarah, you're having an affair. You've been lying to me for months. You're fucking another man in my CR, and you're asking what's wrong with me. That's when she completely broke. Yes, okay. Yes. I'm seeing Alex. I'm in love with Alex. Are you happy now? In love. Not just fucking around. Not just a mistake. In love. How long? I asked. Since March. March. That's 7 months. 7 months of, I love you too, when I said I loved her. 7 months of anniversary plans and vacation discussions, and talking about buying a bigger house. Are you leaving me for him? She was crying now, but still angry. I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. You want to know the truth? Alex makes me feel alive again. When I'm with him, I remember who I used to be before I became just this. Just your wife who loads the dishwasher and watches your stupid shows and pretends to care about your car projects. That hit like a punch to the gut. But I kept recording. So why didn't you just divorce me? Why lie for 7 months? Because I was trying to figure out what I wanted. Because divorce is messy and expensive, and I thought maybe I could have both. Both. She wanted to keep me as her safety net while fucking around with her boyfriend. Have both. I said, Sarah, that's not how marriage works. Don't lecture me about how marriage works, she screamed. When's the last time you surprised me? When's the last time you looked at me the way you used to? When's the last time we had sex, and you actually seemed like you wanted to be there? The worst part is, she wasn't completely wrong. We had gotten comfortable. Routine. But that doesn't justify cheating for 7 months. So this is my fault. It's not anyone's fault. It just happened. Bullshit, Sarah. Affairs don't just happen. You made choices. Every day for 7 months, you made the choice to lie to me. She got quiet then, sat down at the kitchen table, and put her head in her hands. I never meant for it to go this far, she said softly. How far is it? Are you planning a future with him? Long pause. The longest pause of my life. Yes. Update 9. Same day, afternoon after she admitted she's planning a future with Alex. Something in me just broke. Or maybe it got fixed. I don't know. I stopped the recording and looked at my wife, my soon-to-be ex-wife, and felt nothing. Not anger, not sadness, not love. Nothing. Okay, I said. Then we're done. What do you mean? I mean pack your shit and get out. Today. Andy, wait, we should talk about this more. No. You made your choice 7 months ago. You've been planning your future with Alex? Great. Go live it. But you don't get to do it in my house anymore. She tried to backtrack then. Said she was confused. Said maybe we could work it out. Said she still loved me. But I was done listening to lies. Do you love him more than me? I asked. Another pause. Yes. Then go. Update 10. Saturday evening she's gone. Packed 2 suitcases and left around 3 p.m. Said she was going to stay with her sister while she figures things out. But I saw her texting frantically while she packed. Wanna bet she's at Alex's place right now? The house feels different. Emptier, obviously, but also cleaner somehow. Like an infection has been removed. I've been getting texts from her all afternoon. We need to talk about the house. What about the dog? We don't have kids, thank God. I'm sorry it happened this way. I never wanted to hurt you. I haven't responded to any of them. What's the point? She's sorry it happened this way, meaning she's sorry she got caught, not sorry she did it. Update 11. Sunday woke up alone for the first time in 8 years. It was weird, but not as devastating as I thought it would be. Maybe I'm still in shock. Found a lawyer who specializes in divorce cases. Meeting with him tomorrow morning. Sarah can have her affair partner. I'm going to make sure she doesn't get to screw me over financially too. Got a text from her this morning. Can we meet this week? There are things we need to discuss. I responded. All communication goes through lawyers from now on. She called immediately. I didn't answer. She called 6 more times. I blocked her number. Update 12. Monday evening met with the lawyer today. Good news. We don't have kids. The house is in both our names, but I can prove I paid 70% of the down payment, and adultery still matters in our state for asset division. Bad news. It's going to take months and cost thousands of dollars to untangle 8 years of shared life. But you know what? It's worth it. Because for the first time in months, I'm not wondering where my wife really is, or who she's texting, or if she's lying to me. I know exactly where she is. She's Alex's problem now. Update 13. Tuesday, Sarah showed up at my office today. Security called me because there was a distraught woman in the lobby asking for me. She looked terrible. Red eyes, no makeup, hair a mess. Part of me felt bad for her, which pissed me off. Andy, please. We need to talk. I told you. All communication through lawyers. 5 minutes. Please. I owe you an explanation. Against my better judgment, I gave her 5 minutes in the lobby. She told me the affair started as an emotional connection, that she didn't mean for it to become physical, that she was going to end it and try to work on our marriage. She said seeing Alex made her realize how unhappy she'd been, but that she still loved me and wanted to try couples therapy. I listened to all of it. Then I said, Sarah, 3 days ago you told me you were in love with him and planning a future together. Which version is the truth? She started crying. I don't know. I'm confused. I'm not, I said. You made your choice. Live with it. Final update. Friday, 1 week later. It's been exactly 1 week since I found that text message. Feels like a lifetime. The divorce papers are filed. Sarah hired her own lawyer and tried to claim she deserves half of everything because she contributed to the household. Her lawyer quickly shut that down when mine presented the evidence of her affair. I heard through mutual friends that she's taking some time to figure things out and staying with Alex. Apparently his wife found out about the affair too. Guessed that earring belonged to Alex's wife, not his girlfriend. Even messier than I thought, and kicked him out. So now Sarah and Alex are playing house together, probably thinking this is romantic. Give it 6 months. When the excitement of sneaking around is gone, when they're dealing with divorce settlements and dividing assets and figuring out whose turn it is to take out the trash, we'll see how epic their love story really is. The hardest part isn't missing Sarah, it's missing the person I thought she was. The woman I married wouldn't have done this. But I'm starting to think that woman never existed, or maybe she just grew into someone else and didn't have the courage to tell me. Either way, I'm done being married to a lie. For anyone going through something similar, document everything, trust your instincts, and don't let them gaslight you into thinking it's your fault. Yeah, maybe I got comfortable in our marriage. Maybe I should have been more romantic or spontaneous. But you know what I never did? I never fucked someone else in our car and left evidence behind. Thanks for all the support, Reddit. This community helped me realize I wasn't crazy, I wasn't overreacting, and I deserved better than living with someone who could lie to my face every single day. Time to start building a new life. One based on honesty this time. TLDR, wife was cheating for 7 months, confronted her with evidence. She's now living with affair partner, divorce in progress. Life goes on. Update 14, 3 weeks later. Well, Reddit, life just got more interesting. And by interesting, I mean absolutely fucking insane. Remember how I mentioned that Alex was married to? And how his wife kicked him out when she found out about the affair? Well, turns out Alex's wife Emily is a goddamn saint and a badass rolled into one. She contacted me. Got a LinkedIn message yesterday. Hi Andy, I'm Emily Morrison, Alex's wife. I think we should talk. We met for coffee this morning. Emily is nothing like what I expected. She's this tiny, fierce woman who works as a forensic accountant. And she came prepared. I've been investigating my husband's affair for 2 months, she said, pulling out a folder that was thicker than a phone book. I know about the hotels, the restaurants, the weekend trips they took while we thought they were at work conferences. But here's what you don't know. This isn't Alex's first affair. She showed me evidence of at least 3 other affairs Alex has had in their 10-year marriage. Photos, hotel receipts, credit card statements. This guy is a serial cheater, and Sarah is just his latest victim. Your wife doesn't know, Emily said. She thinks she's special. She thinks this is some great love story. She has no idea she's just another notch on his belt. I should have felt vindicated, but mostly I just felt sick. Sarah threw away our 8-year marriage for a guy who's probably already eyeing his next conquest. Update 15. Same day, evening. Emily and I spent 4 hours going through everything. She's been building a case against Alex for months, documenting his affairs, tracking their finances, preparing for the divorce she's been planning since she found out about affair number 2. I stayed after the second one because I thought he'd learned, she told me. Biggest mistake of my life. These guys don't change. They just get better at hiding it. She offered to share information that might help with my divorce. Apparently, Alex has been using company funds to pay for hotel rooms and dinners with Sarah. That's embezzlement, and Emily has proof. Your wife probably doesn't realize she's been accessory to corporate theft, Emily said. Alex told her the company was paying for client dinners. But I pulled the real company records. They were never reimbursed. So not only is Sarah a cheater, she's technically an accomplice to embezzlement. This keeps getting better. Update 16. 1 month post-discovery. Sarah tried to come back. Showed up at the house last night, crying, begging me to take her back. Said her relationship with Alex was complicated, and that she'd made a huge mistake. I never stopped loving you, she said. He's not who I thought he was. No shit, Sarah. That's what happens when you base a relationship on lies and sneaking around. What happened? I asked, not because I cared, but because I was curious. Turns out Alex has been working late a lot lately. And by working late, I mean he's already cheating on Sarah with someone else. She found texts on his phone from a woman named Jessica. The irony is so thick you could cut it with a knife. So you're here because Alex is cheating on you? I said, it's not like that. Sarah, it's exactly like that. You left me for a cheater, and now you're shocked that he's cheating? Did you think you were special? Did you think guys who cheat on their wives suddenly become faithful? She cried and apologized and promised she'd changed. Said she'd been in therapy and realized she made a terrible mistake. I almost felt bad for her. Almost. Sarah, do you remember what you said to me when I confronted you? You said you were in love with Alex and planning a future with him. You said he made you feel alive in ways I never could. You said yes when I asked if you loved him more than me. I was confused. No, you were honest. Probably the most honest you'd been in months. And now that your affair partner is treating you the way you treated me, suddenly you want to come home. She left around midnight. I haven't heard from her since. Update 17. 6 weeks later, the divorce is almost finalized. Sarah's lawyer tried to argue for spousal support, but that fell apart when Emily's evidence came to light. Turns out Sarah knew about the embezzlement after all. There are texts where she jokes about Alex expensing their love life. My lawyer is a shark. Sarah's getting 30% of the house equity. I get 70% since I paid most of the down payment, none of my retirement accounts, and she has to pay her own legal fees. She sent me a long email last week begging me to reconsider everything. Said she'd do anything to save our marriage, that she'd cut all contact with Alex, that she'd go to any therapy I wanted. I didn't respond. Update 18. 2 months later, Emily and I have become friends. Not romantic. We're both too messed up from our respective divorces for that. But she's been incredibly supportive through this whole process. We had dinner last week, and she told me Alex moved on again. Wife number 4 is apparently a 24-year-old intern at his company. Sarah is now the discarded ex-affair partner, and from what Emily hears, she's not handling it well. She keeps calling Alex's office, Emily said. His secretary told me Sarah showed up there twice last week demanding to see him. Security had to escort her out. Part of me feels bad for Sarah, but mostly I'm just grateful I'm not dealing with her crazy anymore. Update 19. 3 months later, I'm dating again. Nothing serious, just coffee dates and casual dinners. It's weird being single at 34, but it's also kind of liberating. Sarah found out somehow, mutual friends, probably, and has been texting me from different numbers since I blocked her main one. The messages range from angry, "How could you move on so fast?" to desperate, "I'll always love you," to bitter, "I hope she cheats on you too." I don't respond to any of them. My therapist, yes, I'm in therapy now, says engaging will only encourage her. Update 20. 4 months later, holy shit, guys. Holy shit. Emily called me this morning laughing so hard she could barely talk. Andy, you're not going to believe this. Alex got fired. Turns out the company finally investigated the expense account irregularities that Emily had been documenting. Not only did Alex lose his job, but they're pressing criminal charges for embezzlement. And here's the best part. Sarah is named as a co-conspirator because of those texts where she joked about their expensed love life. She's looking at potential jail time. She's been calling me, Emily said, still laughing, begging me to tell the prosecutors that she didn't know what Alex was doing. But I have screenshots of her texts saying, "Thanks for the expensive dinner. Hope your company doesn't notice," with laughing emojis. Karma is real, folks. Update 21. 5 months later, Sarah pled guilty to accessory to embezzlement and got 200 hours of community service plus probation. Alex got 18 months in minimum security prison. She sent me one final email. Andy, I know I have no right to contact you, but I need you to know that losing you was the biggest mistake of my life. Not because of the legal trouble or because Alex turned out to be a serial cheater, but because you were the best man I ever knew and I threw it all away for nothing. I understand why you can't forgive me, but I hope someday you can forget me enough to be happy. You deserve someone who will love you the way you loved me. I'm sorry I wasn't that person. I read it twice, then deleted it. Not out of anger, but because I'm finally ready to let go of all of it. Update 22. 6 months later, the divorce is finalized. I got the house, most of our assets, and my freedom. Sarah moved back in with her parents in another state. I'm dating someone new now, a woman named Rachel who's a teacher at the local elementary school. She's kind and funny and has never cheated on anyone in her life. Yes, I asked directly on our 3rd date. No more games for me. Rachel knows my whole story. I was upfront about everything from the beginning because I refused to start another relationship built on secrets or assumptions. She appreciated the honesty and told me her own story about an ex who was emotionally abusive. We both know what we don't want, which makes it easier to recognize what we do want. Final update, 1 year later. It's been exactly 1 year since I found that text message that changed everything. I'm writing this from the same house, but everything else in my life is different. Rachel and I are talking about moving in together. We're taking it slow. Both of us learned the hard way what happens when you rush into things or ignore red flags. I heard through the grapevine that Sarah finished her community service and is working at a retail job in her hometown. No word on her dating life, and honestly, I don't care anymore. Emily remarried 6 months ago to a guy who seems genuinely nice. We don't talk much anymore. We were trauma bonded more than actually friends, but I'm happy she found someone good. For anyone reading this who's going through something similar, here's what I learned. Trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. Don't stay with someone who can lie to your face daily. That's not love, it's convenience. Cheaters always have reasons that sound logical to them. Don't waste time trying to understand the logic of someone who betrayed you. The trash takes itself out. Let it go. Therapy helps. Even if you think you're handling it fine, talk to someone. Document everything if you're heading for divorce. Don't take them back just because they're sorry they got caught. Most importantly, you are not responsible for someone else's decision to cheat. I spent months wondering if I was boring, if I should have been more romantic, if I drove Sarah away somehow. The truth is, she made a choice. Every day for 7 months, she chose to lie and cheat instead of either working on our marriage or asking for a divorce. That was her choice, not mine. I'm 35 now, living in the same house, but sleeping in a different bedroom. Turned the guest room into my new master. Couldn't handle sleeping in the bed where I spent all those nights wondering why my wife seemed so distant. Rachel and I are planning a vacation to Ireland next spring. Life is good. Different than I planned, but good. To everyone who followed this story and offered support, thank you. This community helped me realize I wasn't crazy, I wasn't overreacting, and I deserved better. And to anyone currently dealing with a cheating partner, it gets better. It really, really does. TLDR, 1 year later, I'm happy, healthy, in a new relationship with an honest woman. Ex-wife faced criminal charges for her role in a fair partner's embezzlement scheme. And I learned that sometimes the worst thing that happens to you turns out to be the best thing that could have happened. The end.